Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Emerson Southern Forge. This is Bourbon and Tobacco Pairings number 4. I'm having a ball doing this. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am because it's just fun for me. And I get to talk about pipes and tobacco and some of the artisan makers. We're going to talk about 2 more artisan makers today. And more importantly, we get to talk about bourbon and pipe tobaccos that I think go well with it. So we'll do that. It'll be fun. I did want to read some comments, and I did want a huge shout out to Carolina Kirk, who has his own channel. It's Carolina Kirk. He mentioned right after I did the first video and says a lot of nice things, and I appreciate what he had to say. And he's the first comment on the Long Branch video. It says, I love that Long Branch and love Mad Fiddler. I love the Hold Old One series. Thank you, Carolina Kirk. Potter Piper, Father, how are you tonight? Thank you, Jim. I look forward to trying this one. I'm in a small rural town. We'll try to get a couple of your future bourbons to share notes. I appreciate that. And remember, guys, and I say guys because according to YouTube analytics, absolutely 0 women watch this channel, and I can't exactly say that I'm stunned or shocked. So rolling right along. Carl Kessler, nice to see you back online. Maybe we need to get Beans reviewing your blunts one more time when you're ready to start producing again. Yeah, it's going to be a while before I can get back to that. My schedule right now, I was hoping to have some downtime around the new year, and that's not going to happen. I am pretty much going to be on the road. I'll be home this week for Thanksgiving. I'll be home between Christmas and New Year's, and then basically I'm on the road until April. So that's what it is. Sorry, maybe soon. And Beans 316, if you guys don't watch Beans, does an excellent job. I love his reviews. He talks about pipe tobacco all the time. He's a very talented pipe maker. I don't have a pipe from him yet, but I need to correct that sometime soon. Yusuf Syed, just the nicest human on the planet. Good evening. Nice pairing. Thanks for sharing. Safe travels. No alcohol for me. I'm sorry. Eventually, I will make a video about what I pair with iced tea, which is what I drink pretty much daily. I like iced tea. Delightful blends. Have a wonderful weekend. And your poor greetings from South Africa. At Noah's house. Nice video. I need to get into this when I get back home. Is that a guitar case behind you? Yes, it is. It is a guitar case. Because 20 years ago, I bought an Alvarez guitar thinking, you know what, I'm going to take guitar lessons, and it's going to be that one thing that I do that's kind of out of my comfort zone. And I have so far taken 0 lessons, but I have dragged that guitar case all over the United States, and eventually I'm going to take guitar lessons. So there you go. My son plays guitar. My baby plays guitar. And is a very good guitarist, but I've never taken a lesson, and I've always wanted to. So, coming soon. You at Noah's house, Noah. One last thing, I am going to talk about Whiskey Stones here momentarily. Terry Brewster, thanks, Jim. I'll have to try that bourbon. I've got Northwoods in my rotation. Great video. All right. Then on Pipes and Pairings 2, Yusuf Syed. Good morning. Awesome video. Thanks for sharing. Greetings from South Africa. Simple Georgian. Hey, Willie Lee. Another awesome video. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Definitely looking forward to seeing the rye whiskey videos. Safe travels. Okay. And then we go on to another great video, Jim. Question, any aromatics to pair? I've kind of jumped to the Aero side right now. Okay. Yeah, actually there will be. I'm not a huge aromatic fan. I think if you watch any of the older videos, you'll kind of find out that aromatics are not really my thing. I have a couple that I do hold in very high regard. Blue Note from Dan Tobacco is absolutely probably one of the best aromatics on the planet. I really do like that. I do love Captain Black. I can't help it. It's a fantastic tobacco. I will tell you, I have like a little asterisk behind it. I like older Captain Black. In fact, most of my jars that I have are over 2 years old, simply because it allows them to dry out a little bit and they become absolutely fantastic, smooth smoking, wonderful tobaccos. As I look at my list. I do have Vanilla Flake from Mac Baron, which I like. Um, there's a couple of others in there. And yes, I will talk about them at some point in one of these videos. And Captain Black is coming up on one of the further reviews. Let's see what else we got. The Peterson Piper. I subscribed. I love Irish caps, bourbon, and pipes. Yep, all of my flat caps are from Weavers of Ireland. They are from the Muckros, Mucros. I think it's called Muckros, or it could be called Mucros. I don't know. I'm not fluent in Irish or even relatively able to handle English all that well. And that's where I've gotten all of mine from. And it's the Trinity style that I like. So, yeah. Potter Piper, great to see you. Thank you, sir. Red Raider Reloading. Good to see you again, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Beans 316, glad you're doing better. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a struggle, but here we are. I'm still alive. At Noah's Heist, nice to see you back at it. Glad to see you're doing better. From Simple Georgian. Andy, love the grandfather shirts. From Weaver, Ireland. Welcome back. Just watching your blending videos earlier. That's Carolina Kirk. Yep. Big Country Briar. Happy to hear you're back and doing well. It's definitely hot weather. You look good. Thank you, sir. Terry Brewster. Great to see you back. I listened to the cardiac surgeon. It's good advice. Yeah, me too. Just so you guys know, I will be going to the cardiologist, my vegan cardiologist, on Tuesday. That'll be fun. So let's get to it. We're going to talk today, and I'm going to tell you this. This is probably my favorite bourbon, and I'll tell you the story about how I came across it. I was doing a training class in Nashville, and if you haven't been to the Nashville airport, if you haven't been to the Louisville airport, they're both great airports because in both airports you can buy, I won't say every Tennessee product is available in the Nashville airport, but there are a lot of them. And in the Louisville airport, there's a lot of bourbon in that airport, and it's spectacular. And I was walking by a shop, and they had a display talking about Uncle Nearest Distillery. And there you go, Uncle Nearest. And Uncle Nearest 1884 is right now my favorite bourbon. I haven't found anything that comes close to it. It's just in a class by itself. Long Branch is number 2, but Uncle Nearest 1884 is just spectacular. Tim and I did a podcast when I got that bottle from Nashville, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I'm deep onto, I don't even know how many bottles I've had at this point, but I've had a couple, and I do keep it in my We the People decanter because I absolutely love it. Noah at Noah's house asked, what do you think of whiskey stones? Okay. In my travels, I was at the large British airport in London. What's it called? Heathrow. I was at Heathrow, and I picked up a bottle of Aberfeldy's single malt, and I got some whiskey stones. I said, okay, I'll be classy. I'll get whiskey stones. And then I was traveling in Wales, and I bought, and I don't remember the name of them, but they were Welsh whiskey stones. And then at some point, I came across Irish whiskey stones, and then my daughter and son-in-law with the We the People gave me some whiskey stones, and I also bought some stainless steel whiskey stones, and all of them have the same effect. Nothing. They don't really do anything. They don't make, they don't have enough cooling. They just don't hold enough cold in them to warm, to cool it off a little bit. The Welsh ones, I think the literal translation is Welsh guy sold you a rock. And the Irishman, I believe they were Connemara stones, and I come to find out that Connemara means Irishman sold you a rock. And the English ones they were all just rocks. And the stainless steel ones have the unique ability to actually crack glass. If you drop them in, you chuck them in, stainless steel will actually chip the glass. So I'm not a fan of whiskey stones. I do like the one big square ice cube. I have a couple of those circular molds, but they never come out completely circular. There's always a flat spot on them, so I don't care for them much. So there you go. Let's get on to what I paired it with. So if I'm going to pair my favorite bourbon with a tobacco, I'm going to pair it with my favorite tobacco, which is Essenza Cipriati from Savinelli. I bought this once about 5 years ago on a lark. It was on sale back then. It was like $16 or $15 for a 3.5 ounce tin, and I thought, let's give it a try. Let's see what it is. And I fell in love with it. It is a light English blend that has a red wine topping on it. It is just, it fits my palate perfectly. I know some people don't like it, and that's okay. That's why we're in the pipe community. We all have things that we like, things that we don't like. But I love Savinelli's Essenza Cipriata. It's my favorite blend, period. I also like Acadian Perique, but I promised I wouldn't talk about discontinued stuff. So Acadian Perique, Savinelli, Essenza Cipriata, those are 1 and 2. But I won't bring up Acadian Perique for any of the pairings because it's not available anymore. So there we go. So that's the first one. I really like how this paired with it. And I had a little bit of, when I was in Nashville, I picked up another bottle because I absolutely love Uncle Nearest. And it's a fantastic, it's $49 at Total Wine at the moment. So if you're looking for something that's sub $50, it is sub 50, and it is an absolutely spectacular bourbon. So there you go. Next up on my list is Elizabethan mixture. I really like this particular vapor. I just think the flavor pairs well with 1884. They're both complementary. So it's got a nice taste, a nice feel. I really like it. And then last but not least, I've been kind of on a burley kick lately. And back when I first started back into pipes and tobacco, and this is now going back to 2017. I smoked a pipe when I was younger and then came back to it in 2017. A buddy of mine says, well, you don't really, you never smoked any cigars that had flavoring to them. You always liked Maduros. You always liked something a little stronger. Why don't you try some burley tobaccos? And one of the first ones I got was Peterson's Irish Flake, which I continue to keep a fairly good supply of. I think I've got 3 or 4 pounds of it, and I really like it. And it's just one of those easy smoking. It's a stout blend. It is burley forward, but it is absolutely spectacular with this bourbon. And to be honest with you, you're going to see a lot of bourbon and burley pairings because burley goes well with bourbon. Those Kentucky fellas, they know how to grow tobacco and make pretty good whiskey. And Tennessee folks are pretty good at it too. So that is bourbons and pairings. Now, I just want to show off 2 of the pipes that I used this week to smoke it. This is and I think this is a Canadian from Malcolm's Pipe Shop. And he says, well, I'm not a pipe maker, I'm a pipe decorator. I absolutely love it. It's a Canadian. It's just light. It's perfect. It holds well. It's got a long enough shank on it where it really keeps the tobacco cool, and I absolutely love it. And then this is one of those pipes that has a special place in my heart. This is the first pipe that I got that was made by an artisan pipe maker. I saw ABBS Pipes, Corey Brown. I had connected with him on Reddit because I was on Reddit before I got onto Instagram, and I really didn't have a Facebook account. And I saw this pipe, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've got that up, and I love the grain on it." And I smoke almost exclusively. You can see it's a taller bowl, and it smokes Virginias and Vapors spectacularly. I really like it for that. And it's just been in my heavy rotation. I've cleaned it a couple of times because I use it a lot. I really like that pipe, and Corey makes fantastic pipes. And again, I've said this multiple times. If you're going to spend $200 or $250 on something, spend it on an artisan pipe. Create a new relationship with these pipe makers, because there's not one guy that I've bought a pipe from that I can't pick up the phone and message with right now. I found Simon from LCS Briars and watched his videos and absolutely love it. And I've got 13 of his pipes. Jack Ryan, same thing. Saw him. That's, my partner in crime, Tim at Beaumont Pipes. The list goes on and on. Anthony at Castle Briars, R. Dickey Pipes. I'm just looking at some of the pipes that are in my rack in front of me. Foster from Foster, Kevin from Foster from Handmade. Glenn Tensky, we had him on the podcast, and I've got 3 of his pipes now. And I can talk to any of them, and I'll never talk to a distiller. I'll never have that kind of relationship with them. I'll never have a relationship with one of the big tobacco blenders, but I do get to have that relationship with the guy that creates the pipe. So I think that's where I would spend my money. That's just me, though. So anyway, that is Bourbon and Tobacco Pairings number 4. Next week, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do one of the new rye whiskeys, and I'm really excited. I was in Tucson all week this week, got to see my dad, and just, got to hang out with him a couple of times. And he actually came and watched me work, which was kind of fun. That's, bring your dad to work day. But there is a distillery, Delbach, that makes a couple of whiskeys, and when I'm going back in January, and I will be doing a tour and talking to them about their whiskeys, and when I come back, I'll do one of those. But I think Still Austin Straight Whiskey will probably be next week, but I don't know. Never can tell what's going to happen next. So thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. If you're having fun, like and comment. And again, if you want to argue with me and say, you know what, hey, what I'd really like to see is somebody says, well, hey, I think this is a better pairing. Tell me what you think is a better pairing. If you don't have Uncle Nearest 1884, or you see something you like and say, hey, Jim, what do you think of this pairing? I would love to talk to you about it. So y'all have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining me for number 4, and we'll see you next week for number 5.